continue.
Cool. So context for anybody who's watching this video is we're looking at this prototype app that Jiri has created that is basically it's based on a kind of design rant that I had. It's saying, how do we mash up Roam with something like Slack? Like, how do we have a chat app that is has Roam as like a data structure? And so we have a chat interface here that you can see, and I'll enter some stuff and it shows up in the chat interface. Although, oh, whoa, now it has a completely different ordering. Interesting. So yeah, so we were just talking about the ordering because there's also a document view where or like sort of like outliner view. I guess document view could be yet a different view. And I've got some thoughts about how Roam likes could do documents better, where you could actually have like blocks as sentences rather than as like having to be kind of like, you could have prose basically, but where each sentence or even each word is sort of its own entity and they're kind of being smooshed together. So I have thoughts on that. But yeah, so where were we? So I was about to say something like, I think like currently when you reorder these things, the reordering is like reflected back in the chat. And I was basically saying, like, I don't think it should be, because the chat should preserve what the chat actually looked like as context. But you need these kind of immutable utterances. The way that I would be inclined to do this is, in terms of trying to integrate it with Slack right now, is to basically have an additional account. Integrate this with Roam right now. To be clear, this is like a hacky solution, not like what would be ideal, but like Roam's API is maybe not quite up to snuff yet, and their features don't maybe quite support this as much as they should or something. So given that, how I would imagine implementing this might be something like you make an additional account for this app. And I don't know if that would just be one account that like anybody who wants to use the app would add to their Roam, or if that would be like you make a custom account for any like per graph you want to load this to. I don't know. But then once you've got a separate account, when you have the chat UI, you could have that UI input. You might not need to do it like this, but I'll finish my idea. You have a custom chat UI, and the chat UI, rather than making a block on behalf, or rather than making a block sort of where the block is owned by the user who entered who like sent the chat, the block is actually owned by the app in a sense. And then if you have immutable blocks turned on in Roam, nobody can fuck with the chat history. Like the chat history is then immutable because you don't own, like your account doesn't own that block. And so you can't change it. And so now you have immutable chat history, and you can store that chat history on special pages, right? Like some page that is for that chat or whatever. And then you can go and use all those blocks and remix them wherever else you want. But the chat history is kind of, it's there, it's immutable. You can't mess with it. That feels pretty cool to me. Like that feels like a cool way to approach this, because if the people themselves, like if the ordinary accounts are the owners of the blocks, then they can always just change it later, and they may not even realize that they may not even realize what it is that they're changing if they're not paying attention. Which then messes with the integrity of the chat.
Right. That's what we figured out too, that like the immutability of chat must be a given, because people are used to like chats staying the way they are. So
yeah. I mean, you can edit and delete messages in Slack.
Yeah.
That's not true of most chat platforms, actually, interestingly, right? Like, most chat platforms, you can't edit your messages once you've sent them. I guess maybe you can on Telegram, actually. Yeah, you can on Telegram, can't on Signal, can't on Messenger or Twitter DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was like the way into Roam, like from a chat app into Roam.
Yeah.
Like where you would get an immutable log of your conversations.
Yeah. The other thing you need, obviously, I'm sure you've thought about this, is like in the composer, you need like completion for block or for blocks or for pages, right? Like you want to be able to type, a hashtag or a,
yeah, yeah,
a double bracket and get a drop down or whatever
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
pages. Yeah.
Page from Rome. Yeah, so that would be like on the way, the integration like other way, like getting all the pages from Rome into this
Exactly. Yeah.
setup. Like
You could quite plausibly build this as a plugin that would live inside the Roam app, though. Like,
yes, yes, yes.
um,
I was wondering about like privacy stuff and like do I want to publish all my pages to a chat app or like this kind of
right. I mean, I guess basically, if the thing is open source, people could kind of audit it, right? Like,
no, I mean
have a look.
like I put in I like write lots of stuff into Rome like and not it's personal and if you
Oh, right. But
if
you're saying you might want to publish just the list of pages to the chat app so that you could reference. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be really cool, actually. Yeah.
yeah, for example, or we can have a public graph where all the chats are stored, all the like shared concepts, shared pages is stored. So there's like, it's not. I don't have to share my personal graph. I can have we can have a like a common graph for the team, which is then like referenced from the chat. So they would like coexist and would sync.
Right. Right.
It's
I mean, there's a whole really wonky kind of namespacing puzzle that's going to come up when we start dealing with like multiple Roam graphs trying to interface with each other.
yes, that's an interesting topic. Like,
Because, like, in a sense, like a block then needs to be owned not just by an author, but by a context, like by some sort of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So another feature we have like that's resembling block references is this copy and link. So I can like for example like I can take two messages and copy them into another page.
Hmm.
So
Does it? I don't see a way to kind of I don't see a way to uh like to sort of like it, I want like there's a thing you can actually do in Slack. It's a little cumbersome, but like if you paste in a link to another message from the same Slack, it'll like expand it. I'm not seeing a way to do that here.
no, it's like mention a message. Yeah, that's currently not here.
Okay, yeah. Oh, create sub chat. Oh, interesting. So,
Yeah, we got inspired like with Twitter, so where there are threads, but you don't see threads, you just see one feed. So this is similar. Like when you have sub chat here, it's like you don't actually see the like any branches or anything. It's all one line.
yeah, interesting.
And yeah, yeah, yeah. So like yes, syncing with one Rome graph is like that would be one topic. Oh, there you are. But like two graphs, like I don't have this thought through, like how to sync two graphs. My vision was like people like take their like parts of graph, like export it to Markdown, come here, import it, and so everybody knows. Okay, and it would be like visible as a chat. So this person has these concepts, these pages, and this person has these pages, these concepts. So and immediately you see what they have in their head before you even start like chatting. So this was my idea. It doesn't doesn't like matter if you use Roam or Logsec or whatever. You bring in, you start a conversation, you bring in your like concepts,
Right, yeah.
That then the people can chat or and come up, align those concepts or those beliefs and
Right. So then in that case, right, because there's sort of two ways of doing this. Like one is with a relatively simple Roam JS plugin, you could make a chat layer on top of a Roam graph. Like literally just inside the Roam graph, you just have a slightly different UI, right? That just puts in, like, it just feels like a chat, but like,
yes,
puts in stuff. And
yes,
that would already be just super useful, right? Like, um, then thing two is like the kind of thing I describe, or sort of a next layer would be like the kind of thing I describe where the chat app actually um uh owns the blocks, so you can do sort of better immutable stuff. Thing three is kind of, as you're saying, like a chat app that's like one layer out from the specific, like, sort of graph tree database that allows you to pull stuff in. And I mean, if you trust the chat app with all of your data, you could even have it, like, if you trust the app with all of your data, not like the chat and people themselves who you're chatting with, you could have a thing where you not only have all of the pages available, but you could even be like, okay, I want to actually bring in the whole subtree under this particular block, and then that would come in and be available.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And sort of be embedded. And I mean, there's a whole question of what, I mean, probably by default that would be like static rather than like live transcluded, but
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. If you do this, then if it's done right, you remember all the references, all the IDs. So then later you can make a diff, for example, and apply the diff back to your graph. Yeah.
well, right. And I mean, because one of the other things that's currently kind of a pain is actually copying stuff from like any sort of chat, like into your Roam. Like it's not the worst, but it's like, if you just try to copy paste from Slack into Roam, it's kind of inconvenient. I
Yes.
wrote this little module to convert Slack exported JSON
Uh-huh.
into Roam import JSON, and it gets the timestamps right, it gets the dates right, it does some other clever stuff.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Nice. Nice.
yeah, but that's for Slack export JSON. That's
Uh-huh.
not for like uh, that still doesn't like handle the situation where you're having a chat and you literally just want to copy the last 10 things that were exchanged into your graph somewhere. It's
Yeah.
like it's sort of too cumbersome for that. You could build a little bot for Slack that would enable workflows like that, though. That wouldn't be crazy. No.
Yeah. Or I can imagine, like, having a, like, if you prefix this like with row, graph name, page, like,
Hmm.
and then I could, okay, I wanna put this in my graph, so I would just click
Oh
here,
yeah, just send it to that page. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and the plugin in Roam would just pull it from this server, and
Right. Yeah.
yeah. But this could be done with the Slack bot too. A Slack bot that, if you, for example, reply to a message saved to Roam or something, it would automatically publish that message. But this is like more, I don't know, more interconnected.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like, that's yeah, this mentions, that's like references.
Oh yeah, I haven't checked that out yet. Let me
It's like references in Roam.
imagine.
Uh,
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's funny. It's sort of the page doesn't show me what I'm seeing mentions of.
right.
uh,
That's right. Yeah, it's a prototype. Like,
um, Huh. Supposedly no mentions of home.
Let me make you one. Let's go home. There should be some now.
Oh yeah, yeah, cool. I was initially worried that it might actually be that there was a bug trying to pull it up, because I sort of thought there'd be like many mentions of home at this point, but
yeah.
Mark all red.
So yeah, one of the reasons, like, I think Rome, they want to build multiplayer because, so they're starting with a graph, personal management, and they're going in the direction of a chat app or some kind of multiplayer. And I thought, like, let's start with a chat app and let's go in the direction of Rome, like of personal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like dig the tunnel from the other side, like.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I love it.
And
I love it.
So yeah, we brought in like these features where you can like pages, so they show up here. And we also have this is, I think, nice, the inbox. This is basically a Gmail inbox. So if you edit any chat, you will see it here. And it works for like documents too. So for example, like if I turn this to document, if this was a document, I would edit this, then it would show up here in the inbox. Like somebody edit, for example, yeah, you can see it here. This when it's bold, it's been changed, so I have to mark it as red. So this is like a collaboration for those bullets,
Oh, cool. Yeah, you probably want something other than bold, because bold might just be part of formatting.
Yes.
Like maybe the bullet wants to look different, or you want like a different color around the side or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I just added some things to the markdown parsing page, and I'm seeing you've got the unreads now. Oh, and you can even see that it's unread from me in particular.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Like this is inspired by Slack, where you get lost when you have like 5 conversations going, or 10, and you cannot actually look up what you did 10 minutes ago because there's no inbox. You could have replied in a thread in a somewhere else. So I was frustrated as hell. So I built this inbox here, as like,
yeah.
Or you can list all the pages like this as
right. Yeah.
Order.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it needs like an ability to search or whatever, but
of course, this is just like a to show the ideas. How
yeah. At the moment, search is accomplished by clicking on all and then Control F, right?
yes. So yeah, that's it basically, and yeah, we showed it to some people too, and for example, like a lot of people are interested in integrating Rome with, like, they don't want to bring Rome features to chats. They want Rome integrated, like, because they don't want to leave their Rome. They like it so much that like switching to another application is not an option.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for being able to kind of accomplish everything that you want to accomplish kind of within one context.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's something to be said for that. This is reminding me a little bit also of the omni-text idea that Chao Chu and I were feeling into a year ago, QC, which... yeah, it was basically sort of like the idea that you would have a place where you would go and just like start typing, and then you would kind of feel into like, do I want this to be a journal entry? Do I want this to be a tweet storm? Do I want this to be a blog post? And you would also, as you were typing, it would like automatically pull up, if you wanted, like related things that you had journaled about before, or things that you'd tweeted about before, or things that your friends had tweeted about, or all sorts of other like things. And also you could have a kind of a mode on where it would actually reveal somehow, and the question of how exactly to do this is we need more specification, but would reveal somehow like to your friends, which might even just be a dozen or 2 dozen people who are quite close to you, not like all of your Twitter followers, but would reveal to people like what it is that you're typing and writing about, just like what topic are you on. And then if somebody else is like, it happens to be interested in that topic right now, like they could like go and engage with you live on the thing that you're already thinking about.
Yes,
Um,
yes, exactly. These topics converse on topics, like the topics that the keyword. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
So that feels like kind of an adjacent puzzle to this one.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so another idea we were thinking about is like, so this is like one chat space or topic space basically, and we are thinking about like having a separate project or separate graph for each like conversation or maybe a topic or not topic but a set of topics. So
Mm-hmm.
so those like keywords would not clash with each other if you
Right.
have
Yeah.
like linking. So
Right. Which is part of the whole namespacing thing.
yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right. You're right. I guess, yeah, it's interesting. Like namespace also functionally ends up being kind of like context, basically.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Uh, so I guess that's it from me. I don't have any.
Yeah.
uh,
Cool. Well, I'm glad to kind of just, touch base on where you're at with this project and kind of um
Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely. Yeah, we're working on that. I guess Markdown parsing or integration with Rome at the moment, or with other tools. So
yeah.
uh, when we have something, I'll let you know.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, I would love to just throw this recording up on my YouTube channel if you're down with that.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I think you've got it on your end. But if you want to just like send it to me, I can take care of that, and um, we can see what people think of it. Maybe we'll catch someone's attention at Rome, and you know,
Yeah.
uh, see what happens then with the tunnel.
Yeah. 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 Okay. I'll share the video with you. And thanks again.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. Great to meet you, Yuri.
Okay. Bye bye.